Hi everyone, I'm Paul Nehlen and I'd like to explain the border adjustment tax Speaker Ryan is pushing on behalf of big corporations right now. The idea goes like this. The U.S. will tax all imports at 20% and provide a rebate of 20% on American exports sold abroad. That is not only counterproductive from a trade deficit reduction standpoint, it's skewed to help large American corporations over small and mid-sized American producers. I'll tell you why. American trade with many countries is a net positive for a slew of nations. Here's a list of the top 15. So the first part of the argument is, why the hell would we put a blanket tax on global imports when we know damn well that those countries that prefer American products prove it every day with their checkbooks? What we are telling these friendly countries is that we want them to shop elsewhere because we're going to penalize them no different than the truly problematic countries that stifle American imports. That list of countries, the list we should be focused on balancing our trade with, are the following. In particular, the mercantilist countries that we should be laser focused on is China, Japan, Germany, South Korea, and Taiwan. The U.S. Treasury Department issued a report in May of 2016 naming names. Those particular countries manipulate their currencies or subsidize their industries to the detriment of American imports. Those countries are waging the battle against American workers. Therefore, they should be the primary focus of American attention as it relates to trade imbalance, but not the only focus. The solution to this problem is tariffs, but let me first explain why Ryan's BAT favors large American corporations over small and mid-sized American businesses. Exporting and successfully selling in the global market is an order of magnitude more complex than competing in the region in which your business is located. I should know. For 30 years, I've run successful privately held and publicly held Fortune 500 firms, at some points living overseas as an expat. Generally speaking, large American firms tend to have an export component to their businesses already. Giving them a 20% break only strengthens them over small and mid-sized domestic producers, which would then be forced to enter the export fray in survival mode. That's never a good motive force and would result in chaos and unnecessary risk. The problem isn't one for the government to fix by intervening in the domestic market. Small, mid-sized American businesses dodged a bullet with Trans-Pacific Partnership, and thank God for President Trump's swift intervention in scuttling TPP in his first Monday behind the resolute desk. The border adjustment tax is merely a way for large donor-class corporations to get a leg up on their competition, courtesy of their enablers in the halls of Congress. The solution is the scaled tariff. The tariff looks at the trailing 12 months of the trade balance between other nations and the United States. The tariff would only be applied to countries that have a significant or chronic surplus with the United States. The tariff will be adjusted quarterly, up or down, based on the TTM figures. As trade heads towards balance, the tariff will self-adjust downward for that country. If a trading partner retaliates with counter tariffs or currency manipulation that drives a greater deficit, the tariff will rise in direct relation to the TTM figures. The group that will argue against tariff are either self-described free traders, libertarians, big corporation lobbyists, or simply the misled. To them I ask, how well is the free trade deal known as KORUS doing? It was signed in 2011 and has driven a 114% increase to South Korea's already bloated trade surplus with the U.S., costing us over 100,000 jobs in the progress. How's that for progress? To those who say we'll end up paying more in higher prices, I say maybe in the short term, but just long enough for American manufacturers to fill the void or foreign corporations to co-locate facilities in America, employing Americans to build their products for consumption domestically and abroad, thereby avoiding the tariff. To those who say they will just go elsewhere and sell their products, I say if they could do that, why aren't they doing it now? American demand doesn't go away because of a tariff on imports. That void will be filled either by domestic manufacturers and foreign corporations who will build plants in the U.S. employing Americans. American business exports will explode when the tariffs are in place. Meanwhile, inbound tariff receipts will reduce the tax burden on everyday Americans. Americans should not want a level playing field. Americans should expect their elected representatives to work on their behalf. South Korean trade representatives certainly work on behalf of their constituents. The sooner President Trump puts a scaled tariff into practice, the sooner we will make America great again. Thanks, and have a great day.